Now, very important, before the match, the 15 to 20 minutes before you step on the mat, I want to make a big distinction here. There's a difference between your warm-up and your pre-match routine. Your warm-up is what you do with your team about an hour before the match. Your pre-match routine is the 15 to 20 minutes right before you step out there. That's when guys are the most nervous. That's when the pressure cooker is really on. What you do during that time is of pivotal importance. Everyone wants to have a consistent performance. You can't even begin to talk about having a consistent performance if you don't first talk about having consistent thoughts, consistent emotions, and consistent behaviors. If you control your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, that's how you indirectly control and having a consistent performance. So let's get specific here. Before the match, first you want to keep it light and fun. You want to have two things that you do while you're warming up, while you're in their pre-match routine, to keep it light and fun. It could be listening to funny music, joking around with a friend. You could be bapping around a beach ball, anything to keep the mood light, because at that moment, these wrestlers get in the zone. You remember what it felt like. They start taking themselves way too serious, and that is highly detrimental to performance. So two things you're going to do to keep the mood light and fun. Then when you're on double deck, 2 matches to go, you want to take about 20 deep breaths. The simplest way to calm the thoughts down in your head, calm down the butterflies in your stomach, and get the oxygen on all the blood in your body so you start feeling calm and in control. 20 deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth, and just go to your happy place in your mind. That's it. You're just taking those deep breaths. It'll take about 2 minutes. And then when you're on deck, very important, you want to make sure you're drilling with someone when you're on deck for 1 to 2 minutes. Why? Because what do you usually do before you go live in practice? You drill. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to mimic the practice conditions before a match. A lot of parents say to me, my kid's a practice room wrestler, they're underperforming in matches. That's because they're doing something radically different in practice than they are in a match. Before matches, they just bounce around a lot of times or pace back and forth, or a lot of the wrestlers will say, I was doing sprints to get my heart rate up. That's not exactly what you do before live wrestling in practice. You're normally drilling. So you want to mimic that. So grab a partner. You got to be a little bit organized. Who's your partner that you're going to drill with when you're on deck for 1 or 2 minutes? This way, when you get into the match, your motor is already running, just like your car on a cold day. You never want to you have to be ready to go. So you never want to get into a situation where you start a match, you're feeling the other guy out, you're letting things happen. You want to be imposing your will right away. So drill when you're on deck for about 1 to 2 minutes.